look who's on the blanket. I had to sneak up on you because I knew it when you saw the camera. You'd come running. Are you ready to go back and play some games, TUCat? Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, let's game. Let's get our game on. That wasn't the kind of game I'm talking about. Why are you in my business? You're happy, aren't you? You're like, what happened? What happened to winter? Is it spring already? How long have I been asleep? Whoa there, Sony. Switching stuff up on me on the screen. It's getting kind of wild. Anyway, TUVlog 38 is live, which means TUVlog 39 is officially underway. We're getting close to 40. 40 TUVlogs. That's kind of hard to believe. It is really depressing outside today. It's so dark. It's gonna rain all day long, but you know what? It's fairly warm. Actually, how warm is it? Let's see, what is the weather? It's currently
46 degrees.
46, and our high today is 46. But what's weird is we're gonna get up to almost 60 by Thursday, and then we have a chance for Friday and Saturday having a pretty substantial icing event. So that would suck. But I'm not going anywhere, so I don't care. Although I probably should get some groceries just to make sure. I don't go like bananas when there's gonna be some kind of a winter event. Bread, lunch meat, cheese, maybe some eggs. You're good. You're good. And the bottom line is, I think most people have enough stuff in their cabinets to survive. TUCat what? See TUCat in the window, he's being hidden by the camera. Sorry, I'm blocking TUCat action. But yeah, I've got enough canned goods. I'm not saying they're good, but I'm saying I'm not gonna starve to death if I get marooned in my house for 5 days. It's not gonna be the end of the world. Now, in January 1st, 1999, in central Illinois, there was a huge blizzard, and I went to my grandma's house, and it was like me, a friend of mine, Scott, his brother, and then my grandma, I think her friend, and then my grandpa, obviously. It was 6 of us. I want to say it was 6 of us in that house. And there was a massive snowstorm, like feet of snow, which is really unusual for central Illinois. And my grandma really didn't prepare. And she knows it. To this day, we still laugh about it. All she really had was enough ingredients to make stew. So we ended up eating stew for 3, maybe 4 days. I want to say 3 days. It probably felt longer, but it was probably 3 days. And then the roads got to the point where if you had a 4-wheel drive, you could actually get out and do something about it. And one of our friends that was there had a 4-wheel drive, and it was like a BMW 4-wheel drive or something, I don't remember, but he made it to Steak and Shake, and they were open. And he came back, and he was like the savior. He had something other than stew. But that was the rare case where there really wasn't enough food in the house. But, you know, that was also 6 people. Had it just been my grandma and grandpa, they would have been able to eat fine. I'm just saying. Sometimes mass panic ensues when there's going to be the smallest little thing. And that's good for the stores. I mean, they get a lot of business out of it. But sometimes people need to calm down. So people are liking that I've posted the TU vlog. It was about 2 hours long. I got a tweet last night asking if it was going to be... Who tweeted me that? PG Peter Gaming tweeted me asking if it was going to be a 4-hour-long special since it covered so much time. But as you know from watching the last TU vlog, I lost footage, plus there was the holidays, plus for a few days in there I just said, screw it, and I didn't record anything. So yeah, the vlog was still the usual length. It was just twice as long as far as the time between the two as it usually is. So we'll try to avoid that this time. We'll do our best. And I say our best. It's totally up to me and to TUCat. This collar is kind of crazy today. I don't know. Got my jeans in the wash. I'm trying to dress nice. I'm meeting somebody later in the afternoon, so I want to look presentable. I want to look nice, you know. I don't have to be like full business dress, but I want to look somewhat okay, somewhat snazzy, you know what I mean? So yeah, I've got that, and then I need to record a video for my other channel. And then I think that's the day. I think that's all I've got today. It should be a nice, quiet day, I hope. And I can get some final... It's a rainy day, so I want to get some Final Fantasy in. Because when it's like dark, it's like... It's movie/gaming like environment in the house when it's dark like this. So That's the plan, at least. That's the plan. A little late lunch, come back, do a little video. I don't like when it's this dark because I do rely pretty heavily on the ambient light to be able to record. It's when I'm facing to the camera, I use the window light, and it's a better light. It's better than the lights that I have. I don't need to do as much adjusting. It's just natural sunlight really just works so well when you're recording. I really prefer to use that. That being said, I need to measure this desk. So I want to find out, I need to get some light in here, if this is gonna fit going the other direction, because that's kind of that's my goal in this vlog. So I'm gonna venture into the kitchen for that one. Well, the light's dim to blue because it's rainy. That's gonna make me tired. Trigger family room lights normal. Get these lights back to normal. Now I need to throw away, I had to get more cat food for Willie this morning. He was out. The problem is he ate a whole bunch. I gave him sorry it's so dark. I gave him a whole bunch of food last night, and then he did what he does sometimes, and he binged, and then he threw up. So then and you can tell, it's kind of gross, but when he throws it up, if the food pieces are all still there intact, that means he didn't absorb any of it. So then he's always starving by the time I wake up in the morning. So then he's kind of like freaking out. So I'm gonna get the tape measure here. This beefery tape measure. I don't know where I got such a nice tape measure. Big Stanley. What TUCat? Stanley tape measure. Yeah, that'll work. All right. You're just gonna hear me talking basically, so I've got to run from down here. This is a long section of desk, it really is. It's 80 inches. There's no way. There's no way that this makes it. All right. This is gonna come up short, I just know it. Oh yeah, there's not a chance. 75, so if I go to 80, I'm totally blocking the closet. So that's not gonna work. Excuse me, microphone. That sucks. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be able to turn the desk. I'm just trying to think how I'm gonna do this, where I could have the desk. I need to keep the desk over here, but I don't know how to do it. I'm at a loss. TUCat, what do I do? What do I do with this desk? Can I change the orientation of the desk? I mean, this is a modular desk. I could reassemble it maybe in a different way, possibly. Is that a thing I can do? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to think on that one. So anyway, that's the plan for the day. I need to figure out what TUCat wants. I'm gonna have a quick little snack. I think I'm gonna have a banana just to hold me over before lunch because I got about an hour and a half to go. And yeah, off on a quick adventure, and then I'll be back. But for now, I'm gonna brainstorm this desk situation a little bit. TUCat still won't use his new blanket. Why won't you use your blankie? Why won't you use your blankie? Why won't you use your blankie? All right, I've got wind hair. I'm back. And it was not a fun day to be outside. It is super windy and super rainy. And unfortunately, what was that? Shut up, Apple Watch. I'll breathe when I want to. Try and tell me that I'm too stressed out. I'm not stressed out, although I might have ice cream lips. I need to look at that. Nah, clean enough. Anyway, super, super windy, super, super rainy. And then to top it all off, 465, which is the main road that goes around Indianapolis, kind of the main artery of traffic, if you will, is closed going northbound because some dumbass truck driver ran into the overpass for US 36 that goes across 465. And I passed by it today because the southbound lane is open, and yeah, part of the bridge is missing, just gone. This truck must have seriously slammed into this thing. So I don't know what happened. Apparently it was carrying things that were higher than the truck is supposed to have, and when it did, it slammed into the bridge. It was crazy looking. That bridge is screwed, and it's only a few years old too. It was a huge multi-million dollar road improvement project, and bam, gone. So yeah, that road's closed for quite a while now because they have reinforcements up, holding up the bridge because now the structural integrity is in question, as it definitely looked like it should be from seeing it. So that's creating kind of a disaster. So I'm glad I'm not out at rush hour because it's crazy out there right now. So traffic is a complete disaster around Indianapolis now because everybody's having to seek alternates because that's just such a main area of traffic. So one person creating pandemonium, just like TUCat. One cat creating pandemonium, right? Right, TU Kitty? So anyway, it's about Final Fantasy time. I came home and TUCat was chilling right next to his new blanket, but he's still not using it. My mom got him that blanket. That was a gift. That was a gift and you were not thankful. But yeah, so then I was like, maybe I'll go get the mail. And I opened the door and like literally some giant thing, I think it was the top of a trash can, went blowing by and I could see the rain just going sideways. I was like, it's not that important. There's no way there's anything in the mail that's worth that. I can hear the wind. It's not picking up on camera, but yeah, I'm like, no, and just close the door. TUCat's staring me down. He's giving me the look. Anyway, more CES stuff. It's still happening. I feel like that show goes on forever. I feel bad for the people who have to cover that. It's so long. Computer cases. I got a tweet about computer cases today, and it's like computer case overload too. I feel like I've seen so many different designs, but the one that sticks out to me is the one that actually had the side panel, the clear side panel, that was also a screen, like a monitor screen. That was kind of crazy. And then the next trend seems to be, I've seen a few cases doing this now, putting the water cooling built into the case. I'm not a big fan of that. I want my water cooling setup to be independent of my computer case. I want to be able to change that stuff out. So I don't know about that. Not sold. Then apparently there's like a super expensive case floating around from Entho. I don't know that I've seen that, like they're Elite or something like that. Elite! I always think of that now from the S340 video. Why are you pawing at me? TUCat's pawing at me. He wants my attention. But yeah, so computer cases galore. But anyway, apparently, what was it? EVGA has one. I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at that yet. So that's the thing. It seems to be HDR, televisions, monitors, crazy laptops, and computer cases. That's all the word on the street. And I guess the API that powers the Amazon Echo is making its way into a whole bunch of other stuff too. Kind of surprising how far behind the 8-ball Google kind of was on that smart home thing, and then just how screwed it seems like Apple is right now with HomeKit. Hardly anything works with it. The integration with it is just missing with so many mainstream products. And then there was like really no HomeKit talk from what I can garner from what I've seen. It's just like, Apple, what are you doing? Do you care about the smart home at all? Like you made a big deal about HomeKit, and then I feel like you were just like, yeah, we have HomeKit, and then you just gave up. It's like, okay. But anyway, so yeah. Just, I feel like I said before, I feel like technology's just reached this point where we're just throwing stuff against the wall. We're seeing what sticks. We're like, well, we kind of done everything. So now we got to come up with something new. We tried wearables. That kind of flopped. Tried VR. That's still taking forever to really catch on because of I think it's the price to enter barrier has just kind of got people reluctant to try it because there's such an investment involved. And I've tried the cell phone, like I tried the Galaxy S7 and the Gear headset and whatever, and it didn't impress me. So I haven't tried anything like Oculus or anything that's like legit, but again, got that price barrier. So I think that might be part of the reason why VR is kind of taking a little bit of time here. I'm sure we're gonna keep hearing about it, but I just feel like everything, it's like, I don't know. Like I said in the last one, like there's nothing that I really like feel like I need to buy in 2017. There's just nothing. I don't feel the need from what I've seen at CES. It's not like I saw something I was like, now that I have to have. I didn't think about it, but that's the thing that's been missing from my life. There wasn't one of those moments. I just haven't had it. And honestly, like the experience with the LifeX bulbs has been kind of the sobering reminder that sometimes things that are supposed to make life easier can actually make things more of a pain. So yeah, we got to figure this stuff out. We got to get things more reliable before we're really integrating this stuff into our home. Now the Nest outdoor cam, that's been fine. Like surprisingly, given that that thing's outside and the temperature's like been on a roller coaster for the last almost 2 weeks that it's been out there, it hasn't skipped a beat once. And that's surprising considering these bulbs that are inside the house in a temperature controlled environment fall off the network about every 4 or 5 days. So yeah. And we gotta figure this stuff out. We gotta we got to get everything integrated somehow. And I think that's going to be the big problem. It's kind of like the same problem with the HDR standards. Like there's 4 different specs out there. There's these different technologies with OLED, and then you still got the LED backlit TVs, and there's these quantum dot and just so much stuff just out there. And it's like nothing standardized. And I kind of feel like smart homes like that too. There's just so many things floating out there, and they're all in their own little ecosystem, but it's not, everything hasn't quite integrated together nicely yet. And I think we need that for it to really work. And I think that's where that's where their head was at with HomeKit, but the implementation failed, in my opinion. So anyway, that's my CES rant. Hopefully CES will be over soon. I'll stop having to hear about it. Because it's kind of getting old. I'm tired of going onto YouTube and seeing nothing but videos about CES. That being said, I think I'm going to finish watching some Netflix, fire up some Final Fantasy, and bundle up. It's, I would say, cold rainy night, but it is not cold. It is actually 51 degrees, so it's pretty warm. It's just really windy and really rainy, so I'm gonna hunker down here, do a little gaming with TUCat. TUCat's ready, aren't you? TUCat! Here's the rain. So windy, so rainy. That's why I didn't go get the mail. Just not worth it. Whoa, Nelly. All right, it's time to put together the fan. Hopefully this thing is actually in one piece. It's pretty damaged. If you didn't watch the last vlog, I've got this fan I've been borrowing from my parents, and it's replacing the fan that used to be in here that finally broke after I have no idea how many years. Many, many, many years. But this fan's super beepy. Everything beeps on this. The controls beep, on and off beeps, the timer beeps, beep, beep, beep. But it has a nice sound, and it's a Honeywell, and it was fairly affordable. So I got a beeping fan for myself. So I'm gonna see this one. I mean, the tab's just totally shot. It's totally ripped. So I'm gonna make sure everything is okay. And if it is, then I'll go ahead and put it together so I can return this one where it belongs. I think everything's fine. There was just a bunch of dead space up here at the top, which didn't help. It has this cardboard over here, and then nothing here. So anyway, there's a pole. That's part one. What else is in here? Oh, let's see. Should be the front grill. I don't know how to get everything out of here. All right, got everything out of the box. Throw the box over there. So we've got fan blades screwed down to the front plate. Set that up there. The base plate. The nice thing is I already have a completed one to kind of go by to put this one together. So there's that. And then I don't know what's in here. This is taped shut. So I guess I will just start assembling this thing and see how it works out. Man, that rain is really coming down out there. Hear that? That's wild. Anyway, I'm gonna have to talk over the rain. The fan is done. Dueling fans. Huge rainstorm. In the spirit of a windy, rainy day, let's fire up the fan and see how it performs. Beep. So many beeps. Oh, it's oscillating. I don't want it to oscillate. I need to wait for it to come back to straight now. Not oscillating. There we go. We got wind. All right. Sweet. That wasn't too bad. I think I did pretty well. Look at that. 2 fans. And I've managed to make a large mess of my room. Once again, as I always do when I build things. But project complete. Beep. Fan is off. I feel accomplished. Woo, it's bright in here. I'm not used to having that overhead light on. Dang. Ooh, now it's kind of dark. Sony does a good job of compensating quickly, though. I will give it that. So yeah, now I just need to get the other fan back to my mom, and I'm good to go. So yeah, that was a boring purchase, I have to say. That was a pretty boring purchase. Thankfully, I had some Amazon credit, so I think I ended up paying like 30 bucks for the fan, all said and done. Now I just gotta clean up in there. I'll come back and do that in a minute. I just got a text from my mom, probably about the cat. Yep, cat's freaking out about the thunder. TUCat, on the other hand, could give a crap less. Storms have never bothered TUCat. I don't know why. He's afraid of everything else. He's afraid of the blanket on the couch, for goodness sakes. Yet, a raging storm can be happening outside, and he's just waiting for me to come back out and give him some attention. That's all he wants. He's a simple guy. I feel like I've accomplished something today. Plus, I recorded a video for the other channel. Kind of one of those downer videos, though, where the product you're testing isn't very good. It's always awkward when you have something sent for review and then you just have to kind of rail on it. But it happens. Happened with the LifeX bulbs and happens in the vape world too. It just happens with stuff. Sometimes stuff just isn't very good. And as a reviewer that wants to maintain credibility, when that happens, you have to call it out. You just do. Whether or not something was sent, whether or not it means you may never get anything again, you just have to say it. See, TUCat's gonna want to come in my room, and then he's gonna see the fan. Here comes the fan. Well, now you don't care about it. He was terrified of that fan when I first brought it in the house, and now all of a sudden he seems fine with it. But yeah, that's just a risk you gotta take with reviews. I'll never get another thing from LifeX again, I can guarantee you that. I'm sure. But it is what it is. If it was that much trouble for me to do, I want other people to know. Because A, it will save them from possibly going through the same frustrations, and B, if they already bought it, and they're going through hell to try to get it to work, they won't feel so alone, knowing that someone else had the same problem. Flip side of that is, someone else may get that product and have no problems. Same with anything in any product category. I may have an issue with it may not work well for me, and it may be great for someone else. I may have something that works great, someone else may get a dud. So it's just tough. It's tough. That's the thing with the reviews. That's why I keep repeating, I always try to use things for a little while before I render a verdict, just to be sure. But sometimes you just get a bad one. I mean, that LifeX Plus bulb, for all I know, I just have a faulty bulb. But since I only have one, I have no way of knowing. I'm gonna have a can light bulb, but it's not the same thing. It's built a little bit different. So, yeah, anyway. TUCat, why do you have to freak out every time I get out the camera? You are so weird like that. He knows this camera at this point, and he knows I don't know, he just knows I'm gonna give him attention, I think, when the camera comes out. Yeah, are you afraid of the storm? Nope, he says nope, could care less, don't know what's going on. It's thundering like crazy, there's some hail, there's wind, there's rain, there's everything. It's a blustery day. It's popcorn time. It's funny, it goes from just kinda sitting to just erupting in a matter of about a minute. Nope, got our first kernel. First kernel of many. Once it gets to this point, it's all over. Yep, it's Final Fantasy time again. And TUCat just woke up because I started talking to the camera. What's with this? What's with this? You hugging onto the couch? You hanging on? Oh, you're stuck, aren't you? There you go. I gotta trim your claws again. You've been asleep all day. Look at you, you're disoriented. You're almost falling off of things. You've been lazy today, man. You have been super lazy. Of course, so have I. It's been a nice, relaxing day. It's been rainy and warm. Yes, it has. Hasn't it? Although an ice storm might be coming. An ice storm, which means Visitor Cat might be back. Yeah, that's gonna upset you. That's right, it's been a day full of Final Fantasy and some Netflix. Just a nice, kick-back, relax kind of day. Very much enjoying it, actually, but I need to check my email, so I need to head into the office. All right, let's see what's going on here. Ooh, blue, look how blue I am, I'm so blue. That was a bad 90s song, if I remember correctly. Okay, let's see here, I can close out the screen of this, because that is done. Getting work done. I did do some video stuff today, actually recorded a couple of videos. And then that's pretty much been it. Really haven't done much today. It is starting to rain once more. More rain, 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 rain. That's all it does anymore. And then it's gonna ice. As a matter of fact, is it still gonna ice? Let's find out. TUCat's looking out the window. He's on watch. He's on watch. I did get an email from, where is it? I need to go into my email account here. Yeah, let's see. From Alfred, thank you. And he sent me over to a link for a game called Inside, which seems to be getting very good ratings. So maybe I will have to check that out. I'm going to keep that, definitely keep that email bookmarked there. So yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna check on the rain, or the ice. Winter Storm Jupiter, dangerous ice storm on the way. It looks like it's gonna miss us again, thankfully. Saturday 9 a.m.
Utah, the Teton.
Okay, this tells me absolutely nothing. So anyway, it may ice. Holy cow! Southern Idaho. Wow, look at this. I gotta show this. Now that's some snow right there. You're having to shovel your roof. That's a bad day. That's not good times right there at all. The dog looks kind of pleased with it though. So anyway, it looks like the ice potential may be leaving us, which I had a feeling was going to be the case, as it usually is. They made a big deal out of it, and now it seems like they're backing off of it. AM ice possible on Saturday, and then just rain. And then by Monday, we're going to be in the mid-50s again by Monday. So here we go. Tomorrow, 60 degrees tomorrow. Then we drop down to 34, 34, and then we're back up in the mid-50s again. This is not how winter usually goes in Indiana, not by a long shot. So we're having a very warm winter, which is very bizarre. I'm not complaining. It's saving me quite a bit of money on the utilities because a couple of years ago, man, looking at the radar, there's a lot of rain tonight. A couple of years ago, we were down in the negatives. Like, I think we got down to like a legit like negative 15 degrees at one point. Not wind chill, the actual temperature. And that was a bad year. I think we had a huge ice storm. I got an ice dam in my gutter, which caused water to go into my attic over the garage, and I had a leak, damaged some drywall. It was just a bad deal. I'm glad that didn't happen in the house. I got lucky. But it was a rough winter. And I remember that was the winter I think they closed the office for like 3 or 4 days because you just couldn't go out on the roads. So yeah, not complaining about it being in the 50s, that's for sure. TUCat is on guard. I don't know if you can kind of see his booty. Booty kitty! Booty kitty! He's intently watching something outside. But yeah, just not really a whole lot going on today, not a whole lot to report. Final Fantasy is starting to gear up though. I'm finally getting into the storyline. I got myself leveled up enough to do the things I wanted to do in the area I was in. I'm kind of a completionist with games to a degree. Not always, but if I'm really enjoying the game, then I tend to really get into it and try to do as much as I possibly can, and that's what I'm doing right now, at least in Final Fantasy 15. So yeah, just today was a nice quiet day, and I'm not complaining. I woke up feeling like kind of weird. I don't know if it has something to do with the new fan in my room, but like I woke up, my room smelled really plasticky. I think that fan is just like, it smelled like plastic chemicals. It wasn't like a burning smell. It's just like when you open up something with a lot of plastic, it was like the fan was blowing that into the room. So that was kind of weird. Wasn't a big fan of that. So hopefully that works itself out after a couple days of use. Ooh, we got high winds and thunder. My parents' cat is not going to be happy. He's terrified of thunder. Meanwhile, TUCat just sits in a window and stares blankly out into whatever is going on outside. I don't think I have any packages today. You know, I can be lazy and I can just go on Nest and look from my computer to see if there's anything going on right there. I could just open the front door and look, but it's nasty outside, so I don't feel like it. Let's see here. Update, buddy. It is not just cloudy. It is rainy, rainy, rainy. So let's see. Anything outside? Doesn't look like it. I tell you though, I'm feeling kind of tired today. Like, I don't know what the deal. I think it's just because it's been so rainy and just kind of gross. And there hadn't really been a whole lot going on today. It's just like, it feels like it's 11 o'clock at night and it's only 8 o'clock. So one of those kind of days. But you know what? Sometimes it's good to have a day where you just chill. And that was definitely the majority of today. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that game that was sent over. I got another email today too. What was that one? From, let's see here. Talking about Ryzen. A guy named Kyle messaged me and we're talking about Ryzen, and he brought up a good point. He's like, if Ryzen comes in north of 500, not too far north of 500 to be interested, but $600 plus, definitely going to be a pass. And I think that may be the case with a lot of people with Ryzen. I think once you get to that 600 plus point, you're getting into the Intel enthusiast territory, and that's a proven platform, whereas Ryzen is still kind of developing. So they're gonna have a harder time swaying people if it's $700-800. That's gonna be a hard sell, especially considering the entry level like Broadwell E chips are less than that. So I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm sure they're gonna have different tiers of chips available. he was kind of giving a breakdown of his system. One of his systems is a 4790K, and he says it's golden, 4.9 gigahertz. And my 4790K has a huge ceiling for being able to overclock as well. I can take that chip way further than I have it running, but now that it's in my home theater PC, I'm not overclocking it at all because it's running all the time, all day. I put it to sleep at night, but that's pretty much it. That system is constantly running. So I don't feel any need to overclock it. And even when it was in my main system, it was just such an efficient, fast chip. I never felt the need to overclock it. But he was like, if you do Ryzen, then no namby-pamby stock build. I want to see that thing balls to the wall. And if I did get my hands on Ryzen, I would absolutely see just how far I could take that thing. With Intel, I haven't been super into the overclocking thing. And again, he brought up a good point. He's talking about Skylake being kind of a disappointment with overclocking. And I've heard that from a lot of people, and I'm not sure if Kaby Lake, it sounds like Kaby Lake may have a little more room for overclocking, but I'm not sure. It's just Intel chips, it's like, if I just feel like I have to push so much voltage at them half the time that it doesn't really make it worth it for the small incremental increase in performance you get, because the Adobe suite is not optimized to really take advantage of it. And most games are so heavily reliant on your GPU that overclocking the CPU, to me, the decreased life of the chip and the additional power consumption for like a heavy overclock just isn't worth it for me. It's just not. But with Ryzen, of course, if I could get my hands on one of those, I'd have to do it just to know, because I've always been an AMD overclocker. I didn't overclock the FX chips all that much because it seemed like every time I got an FX chip, I had to push the voltage pretty high on those as well. And the temperatures started to get pretty high, and it was like to the point where it was heating up the room pretty substantially in the summer. So I just kind of, I did a mild overclock. I did overclock them, but just mild overclocks. Are you ready to go back and play some games, TUCat? Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, let's game. Let's get our game on. That wasn't the kind of game I'm talking about. So it is 12:30 a.m. and I just finished playing Final Fantasy. And it is 62 degrees outside. It is so warm. You can hear the breeze even in the garage, and you can just hear the wind whipping through the trees. And look how bright it is with that full moon. It's really windy out here, but it's so warm. Try to step back into the garage a little bit at least. Yeah, I cannot believe how warm it is outside. 12:30 in the morning, in the middle of January, and it's 62 degrees. Unreal. I went out to the garage to throw some stuff away, and I could hear the wind just hitting the garage door. And I'm like, what is that? That's so windy, it's so loud. So I opened the garage door, and lo and behold, this warm breeze just came flooding in. And I was like, is it really that warm? And I looked down at my watch, and sure enough, 62 and cloudy. And it says the low today was 28, or the low today is 28. The high, 62, so there's a 34-degree swing in the weather today. TUCat, what? What? Do you want to go outside and blow away? Do you want to go outside and blow away? I can hear the garage door. I can hear it. The pressure building in the garage is causing the garage door to come in and out. I can hear it. It's really windy, TUCat. I think you need to go outside and experience the wind. No, you'll never come back. You're too dumb to find your way home. I'm sorry to say, but I really do believe that. Look at my hair. I wasn't looking great anyway because it's late. I need to go to bed, but I got hooked. I'm already 10 and a half hours into Final Fantasy 15. I am loving it. It's the first like open world sandboxy type game that I've really gotten into. Like I tried a bunch of other stuff. Didn't like it. I tried, you know, the Grand Theft Auto at 5, whatever. That didn't do it for me. What? Calm yourself. And then Watch Dogs was a total disaster. I hated that. So I think I tried the Witcher game and that didn't work. This is the first one I've really like enjoyed a lot. I'm just doing every side quest I can find. I'm loving it. I've got a ton of experience, so I need to go stay at a fairly nice hotel to get the experience bonus. There's just a lot of things in the game I really like about it. It is a little slow to respond. It feels sluggish at times, like when you go to pick up an item. Sometimes there's a delay between when you hit the button to pick up the item and when the item actually gets registered as being picked up. Sometimes in battle, I feel like it's just not, it's not registering what I'm telling it to do. I have to click a few times. I'm sure there'll be more patches for it that'll fix that, but overall, shortcomings aside, really enjoying it. If you're at all a fan of Final Fantasy, and if you made it through Final Fantasy 13, then you're gonna think this is a breath of fresh air in a huge way. So, yeah. But anyway, it's so warm outside, it was weird. It's so jarring when it's the middle of winter, just the dead of winter, and it's that warm. A little disturbing, but also just kind of jarring. It really is. Like, you walk outside and it's like, this isn't right. It's not supposed to be like this on January, what is today's date? 12th. Ooh, that means this is Friday the 13th this week. Dun dun dun. We had one guy I used to work with was really superstitious about Friday the 13th, so we used to give him a hard time. TUCat is literally losing his freaking mind right now. He is going bonkers. I don't know what his problem is. So I'm gonna put down the camera so TUCat calms down, but I just had to show the full moon, and it's really bright outside, and the clouds are going by fast, and it's windy and warm. It's just a very unique night tonight outside, so I wanted to share that. And I'm glad I wandered out into the garage so I could hear the wind and open the door and go out and experience it. It's the small things in life that you have to appreciate. You really do. Look who's on the blanket! I had to sneak up on you, because I knew it when you saw the camera. You'd come running. I had to show proof that you were utilizing the blankie. I knew you would. I knew you eventually would. You were just being stubborn. Just like Sony in the focusing. Doesn't want to focus on you. You have been sleeping all day, except, with the exception of destroying almost everything while I was trying to record a video today. So I'm in my office, right? I'm recording a video, and it's a mess. It's a disaster whenever I'm trying to record in here. Sorry it's so dark. You can see he's kind of repeating the scene of the crime. I had the field recorder sitting over here. The cord was running, and he comes running in, snags the field recorder, drags it to the ground, knocks over the light. Thankfully, the umbrella saved the bulb from shattering. The microphone tips over. Everything just goes to chaos. All because he had to come running in here like a spaz. So then I had to close the door after I cleaned up everything. There we go. Here comes TUCat, running at me like a madman. So yeah, today was a very good day. It was just one of those days where everything falls into place and works out. So feeling good today. Got a lot of video stuff done. So that was good for the other channel and for Tech Uploaded. So basically 3 different videos all kind of working at the same time. So yeah, just very productive. Already 9 o'clock. The day really got away from me. I did play a little bit of Final Fantasy earlier today, but that was about it. So I think I'm gonna have a mad session tonight. Need to get some gaming in. TU kitty. But yeah, so TUCat and I will probably get our Final Fantasy on later tonight. The world just opened up in the game, so there's lots to do. There's lots to see. There's lots of adventuring to be had. Areas I couldn't get to are now available. So anyway, that's all. I think I might go run and get a frozen pizza because guess what? Nintendo Switch event happens in 2 hours and 5 minutes. Am I overly excited for this? Yes, yes I am. I have a high-end gaming PC, an Xbox One, a PlayStation 4, and a Nintendo Wii U. There's no reason for me to be excited about yet another console. Oh yeah, and a 3DS XL. I'm a geek when it comes to games, even though I don't play them that often. I just feel comfortable knowing I have the ability to do it. And that's like the one place where I spend money in sort of an irresponsible way, I guess you could say, would be with computers and technology and game consoles. It's my weak point. So TUCat and I are ready for the Switch. We're ready for the Switch event, even though I don't need another gaming console. I'm super excited to get the details on this thing. I want to know when you can pre-order it because I want to get my pre-order in. I have to get my pre-order in. I'm super pumped. Are you pumped, TUCat? Are you pumped about the Wii U? Or not Wii U? Nobody was pumped about the Wii U. Are you pumped about the Switch? Are you pumped about the Switch? Are you pumped about the Switch? I can annoy him just as much as he annoys me. So yeah, that's happening in a few hours. It's a weird time of day, but I think it's because the event's being held probably maybe in Japan. So that's, I think, why it's so late, because I think it falls noon tomorrow, Tokyo time, something like that. So that's 11 o'clock at night Eastern. So I'm looking forward to getting the deets on this thing. How much is it going to cost? When's it coming out? What are the release titles going to be? I don't know, but by the time this gets posted, everybody will know, and I'll have already shared my thoughts. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But anyway, I'm going to run to the store, get a few things, and then get settled in for that. TUCat, get ready. Switch time. All right, so I went to the store to get a few things, and as usually happens, I ended up with more than a few things. And I went to go get in line, and there are 4 checkout lanes for self-checkout more than 12 items. Now, the 4 checkout lines for more than 12 items, which would be me, had a line. The 6 checkout lanes for less than 12 items, all of these are self-checkout at this time of night, nobody, not a single person. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be that guy. I would suggest not being that guy. Once I got past 12 items, all hell broke loose. Every single time I added something to my bag, it said unexpected item in bagging area. The lady had to come over, swipe her card, put in a code, then I did it again. She had to come over and over again. Finally, she just stood there until I was done because the cash register just freaked the hell out. So anyway, lesson learned there. But of course, that means only one thing. Food haul! All right, to you, kitty, you've got an item in here too. We got some Purina cat chow, gentle formula, because somebody needs gentle food these days because he has a gentle stomach, don't you? Yep, you do. All right, look at this cat. That looks nothing like TUCat. You're not that fancy. We don't sit on a fancy chair and sip tea or coffee. So put that over there for now. I have 4 Jack's pizzas. Not much to see there. They were on sale. Scoot those out of the way. Guess what else was on sale again? Donuts! Just look at that chocolatey goodness. Okay, I warn you now, this is not a super healthy food haul. So far, I'm not off to a good start, and it gets worse. Chips. More chips. Let's see, I got a bunch of juice, like 5 things of juice. Frozen lasagna, again, on sale. Got some bread. Make some sandwiches. Now this was on sale, marked down as well. Look at that, $1.69. What up? Lunch meat was on sale. It was just a score all around. Oven roasted turkey, smoked turkey, turkey all around. Tater bites, not tater tots, tater bites. Well, Nintendo Switch. So I started watching the presentation. Honestly, I kind of got bored, and then I came back at the end. When they were showing off kind of Breath of the Wild, and they cut back to Nintendo in the US and in New York. You can't miss the... How do you miss that? He missed his jump. But anyway, they were in the New York Nintendo store or whatever, Nintendo World, and Reggie was talking and stuff, and I saw that, and I don't know. It wasn't the most exciting presentation, and it was having to be translated and all that. But anyway... So I'm not really entirely sure all the details, but today I did pre-order the Nintendo Switch. I pre-ordered that with Breath of the Wild. I'm a sucker for Nintendo. I knew I would do it. They did price it a little higher than I expected. Granted, they only have basically one system. Well, they have 2, one with different color controllers, but I kind of expected $249. I really thought $249 was gonna be where they shot with it, but $299, whatever. As long as it was under 300, which it was just barely under 300, I think they'd probably be okay, but $249 would have really undercut everybody. I think they probably would have had a little more success with that, but given that it has, kind of the same issue I think they had with the Wii U is when you have that extra screen, the controller with the screen, and then this time it's just the straight up screen is built into the system, that definitely adds to the cost. So the hardware, even though the hardware in the system isn't as impressive as, say, like a PS4 Pro, having that screen in the equation does up the price a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see. I pre-ordered through Best Buy, and it was when everybody else was out of pre-orders, except for GameStop with their stupid bundles. So, I don't know, we'll see. Best Buy now doesn't have pre-orders anymore, so hopefully my pre-order actually goes through, because I was surprised I was able to pre-order it when I did, because everybody else was out at the time that I was able to do the Best Buy pre-orders. So, we'll see. Supposed to be here on March 3rd or whenever it is that comes out, so I don't know. I know the Mario game's not coming out for a while that they showed off. I heard that. It was like something like Christmas or something. And then the games that were coming in the bundles with GameStop didn't seem too enticing. So I don't really know. All I know is I'll get it, I'll play Breath of the Wild, and then it'll probably sit like my Wii U did. Like, I hate to be that guy, but there'll be a couple more games that come out for it that I'll probably get excited about, and then, yeah, I don't know. If they come out with some really compelling handheld titles like Bravely Default, and I can sit in my bed and play games on it, then I'll probably use it quite a bit. But it's just going to depend on the titles and kind of how they come out and how, you know, everything. It has the potential, I'll give it that. It has the potential to be interesting. But I don't know, we'll see. I don't travel like I used to travel. If I was still traveling, maybe it would be more interesting. But then again, the battery life on it, not really sure how that's going to be. So I don't know. But I will have one. I will be taking a look at it. I'll be giving my opinion on it when it gets here, as will every single other person on Earth that has any ability to get behind a camera and talk, I'm sure, that's into video games in any way, or at least into Nintendo. Of course, you gotta be careful with Nintendo. You can't show a whole lot of gameplay or anything, or they ding you. You can't monetize the video, and you get in trouble. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited that I was able to get a pre-order in. I am. I need to put that sweater on. I'm getting kind of cold in here. It's supposedly was supposed to ice tonight, but I don't think it's going to. There's an ice storm advisory or something right now, but it was supposed to start at 7 o'clock, and it's 7 o'clock. I don't think anything's gonna happen, which is good, because people in like Kansas and Missouri and even parts of Illinois, they're getting a lot of ice today. So I don't like ice, so I'm fine with it not doing that. But anyway, yeah, I got a pre-order in. So I was kind of surprised. I got up this morning and I looked and people were like, yeah, I'm pre-ordering on Best Buy. So I was like, really? So I went over there and I had it. I was like, all right, why not? So anyway, so that's pretty much it. Other than that, I haven't done a whole lot today. I've kind of had a headache. It's, I think with all this storm system moving in, it's messing with my sinuses a little bit. Sometimes I get a sinus headache, nothing crazy, so it's not like it's slowing me down at all. But me and TUCat just been chilling. I actually haven't played any Final Fantasy today, which is surprising. And I'm just kind of like, I'm staying put. It's Friday the 13th, I'm not taking any chances. I'm staying at home. TUCat, are you superstitious? Are you a superstitious cat? You're not a black cat, so that's good. You don't have that superstition going against you. Although I grew up with a black cat. He was a big, fat, dumb black cat. His name was Buck, and he was not smart at all. He was probably the dumbest cat I think we ever owned as a kid. TUCat, he's pretty smart. TUCat's pretty crafty, aren't you? You're a pretty crafty guy. Get upset about weird stuff, though. But yeah, anyway, so that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna make tacos for dinner. I'm feeling tacos tonight. I don't know why. I just all of a sudden got a craving for tacos. And then tomorrow night I'm going over to my parents' house and we're gonna have like a pulled, kind of a barbecue pulled beef sandwiches and brownies with ice cream. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I really think I'm gonna start on a diet. This shirt makes me, it's got such a big collar. It makes it look like I'm not wearing a shirt. It's one of my free shirts I got from my last job, and I got a lot of free shirts when I worked there, and they're handy. I like free stuff. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go over there and stuff my face, but then I think I need to start a diet, so that's gonna be a thing I'm gonna focus on. I need to lose some weight, and no better time than now, I guess, to get rolling on that. I'm pushing the threshold that I set for myself, and I don't want to go past it. So that's always kind of been how I've operated. I have a set weight that I refuse to allow myself to get to. And that has worked for me. As soon as I get close to that, I'm like, okay. Happy Saturday! It is Saturday, right? Yep, it's Saturday! It's also, according to my watch, not a very nice day outside. 32 and freezing rain. Want to go outside in the freezing rain? No, you want me to feed you, even though I just fed you before I went to bed last night. And you ate it all. But you didn't throw it up yet today. You threw up yesterday again, too. What's up with that? So it's very dark, as it kind of has been lately. It's been cloudy and rainy a lot. And, of course, the LifeX bulbs are in pastel cyan, because that's what they change to whenever there's precip happening. Of course, I can switch them back. But, yeah, so freezing rain today. Hopefully it doesn't stick around too long, because I have plans to go over to my parents' house. I need to bring the fan back to them that I borrowed from my mom and have some eats. So that is the plan today, as long as the freezing rain doesn't accumulate too much and put a damper on it. But other than that, yeah, not too whole much happening. Definitely gonna play some Final Fantasy today. I didn't play as much as I wanted to yesterday. I actually ended up going to bed. Like, I was gonna make tacos, and And that didn't happen. Like, I got really sleepy at like 9 o'clock. And I just went to my bedroom, and I think I was asleep by like 10. I went to bed really early. So sometimes you just do that, you know? So I'm up actually pretty early. I'm showered and up and ready, and it's Saturday, and it's only 10:30. And I actually got up, I probably got up around 9, just kind of poked around a little bit. So TUCat was upset because he could hear me in my room playing my 3DS XL, whatever. Name's too freaking long. Been following up on all of the news with the Nintendo Switch, all the controversy and positive thoughts and negative thoughts and all that stuff. Launch lineup, not too hot. Pretty much Breath of the Wild. I think that's what's going to sell that system. It's what sold me on the system, even though I could have got it on Wii U, but come on. I gotta try it, right? I gotta try the new thing. But I have a feeling it's going to be kind of like the Wii U, where I got a couple of titles, and then the thing just sat for a really long time until Yoshi's Woolly World came out, which I still haven't played, but that was like the next thing I bought after like a year of buying, maybe 2 years of buying nothing. I got the 3D Mario game, I got New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, which was awesome, Mario Kart, which I need to play more, and Wind Waker HD remake. That's the thing I played the most on my Wii U. So I have a feeling it's probably going to be the same story. It's probably going to be Breath of the Wild, and maybe a Mario game, and probably Mario Kart. And that's going to be the extent. Now, like I said, if they come out with stuff like Bravely Default, or, you know, some of the good JRPGs, and I can like take it into my bedroom and plug it in with my USB-C, and then just like jam out to that in bed, then that's going to be cool. Let's see what's going on as far as this precip goes. The best telltale sign is to actually look at the tree. And if the branches have water on them, then we're good. If they have ice on them, then we have a problem. I also need to turn off my overhead light. So, let's see. It's water. It's water. And should be Nest Cam. Yep, Nest Cam picked me up, so that's good. That's still working. Yeah, there's no ice falling here. This is just rain. I don't even know what it's talking about. Ain't no freezing rain weather. Those crazy weather people. But yeah, definitely not the winter event that I expected. That beep is the Apple whatever Apple Watch unlocking. Sorry, I was adjusting the camera. Apple Watch unlocking my Mac for me. So I placed my pre-order for the Nintendo Switch, and I haven't received anything from Best Buy saying that they're not going to be able to fulfill it. I'm just skeptical because when I pre-ordered it, everyone else was out, and Best Buy was still offering it, so this is still crooked. So I'm like kind of expecting to get that email, right, where they're like, we took too many pre-orders, you're SOL, because they don't charge you until it ships. So, are any of these Saturday morning emails worth anything? Dun, 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 dun. I was hoping for a Kohl's coupon for like 20 or 30% off clothing, but this is for housewares. I need to get new shirts and pants. Mount Baker Vapor, trying to sell stuff cheap. I think they're hurting. They really had a customer service fail a while ago. And I think they lost a lot of people. Because I haven't been back. They were one of my go-tos. And they really just bombed it. I mean, they took orders, they didn't ship them for a long time, and then when they did ship them, mine got lost by USPS, and then they didn't want to replace it until it was missing for like 30 days. So I placed an order that took like almost 60 days to receive. After that, I don't give manufacturers, sometimes I'll give places a second try, but if they really bomb and they just have no remorse about it, when there's other options, when there's lots of other options, I just move on. Now, Amazon pisses me off on a kind of regular basis, but they're so cheap and they have everything. So they get the added bonus of kind of being the only big game in town. Plus, I like the fact with Amazon, the returns are a lot easier. If you get something like with electronics through Newegg makes it kind of a pain in the ass compared to Amazon if you have to do an exchange or a return. So there is that extra benefit to just dealing with Amazon sometimes, but you know, it is what it is. So I don't think anything really is probably going on today that I've become aware of yet. This is always like my morning routine. What did I miss while I was asleep? Nothing from Facebook. Now, the Twitter app on iOS, or Mac OS Sierra, I apologize, although iOS isn't fantastic either. It gets behind and then it just like fails, and then you got to reload it. So let's see here. Zach's Tech Turf, which is Zach's Tech Turf on Twitter. It just looks weird when it's all one word. It looks normal when it's separated. Anyway, he sent me a very nice tweet. He said, just wanted to know that I love your tech content and it's very inspirational for me to keep creating my own tech channel. Awesome, Zach. Keep at it. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and dig into your stuff just for fun. And see, now this is the thing. I'll go ahead and follow him. Okay, so we got that done. I need to respond to that. I'm actually editing videos off of the A data drive. I've done the speed test on it already. And so far so good. I can't remember if I saved the speed test results to the local drive or if I saved them somewhere else. I can't recall where I actually put those. So I need to dig those up to get the speed test results. But the result I was getting from the Blackmagic speed test on Mac was a read of 480 megabytes per second and a write of 336 megabytes per second. So not bad. I think that puts it right in line, pretty close to that Samsung drive right here. I do like the look of this drive better. I don't know why. Maybe it's just that industrial look that it kind of has going for it. I think this looks better in my opinion, a little more profesh, but it could also be that A-Data sent me this thing in gold, which I would have preferred maybe silver or like a charcoal gray or something, but you know, beggars can't be choosers when you're getting review samples. It doesn't matter what it looks like so much as it matters how it performs. So it's kind of that bridge gap between breakfast and lunch. We're getting brunch zone at this point. So I think I'm just gonna make a sandwich. Small sandwich to hold me over because like I said, it's like barbecue beef sandwiches for dinner and then brownies and ice cream for dessert tonight. So I don't wanna fill up and miss that. I'm also doing laundry. So really exciting Saturday, right? This is typically my Saturday. I use the weekend to kind of catch up on stuff. So got that going on, nothing else too crazy happening. Gonna play some Final Fantasy and hopefully the roads don't freeze before I leave later today, but I really don't see that happening. I think it's warm enough. I think it's warmer than it's saying that it is. So, yep, that's Saturday. Oh yeah, leftovers. Where's TUCat? TUCat, there's my TUCat. There he is. Where you been? You been waiting for me in the window? I snuck in on you. I snuck in on you. Yep, I outsmarted you. I did. I bested you. All right, let's bust out the leftovers. It's a very well done knot. All right, here we go. So, item number 1, brownies. Let's see, item number 2 is meat, wrapped in that little pouch. Then I've got some coleslaw and some potato or macaroni salad, like a boss. And then I've got my pretzel roll. So I'm good to go there. Everything else goes in the fridge. Gonna have a nice lunch tomorrow for sure. And then it's tacos for dinner because I was gonna make them yesterday and then I just got tired. Itchy, kind of dry. So the big, huge, massive ice storm that they were saying we were supposed to get never happened. It didn't ice really at all. It said it was icing this morning. It wasn't. It was raining. So nothing happened today. No weather information to report at all. So went on to my parents, had a very nice dinner. I ate 2 large sandwiches and a lot of side dish. So I really enjoyed myself. Plus I had brownies and ice cream. So now I gotta start eating a little bit better. It's time. It's time for me to admit I finally reached a threshold, like I said, that I don't want to pass. So boring times ahead as far as eating goes, but it is what it is. Gotta take care of myself. Someone's gotta be around for TUCat. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot today. I played Final Fantasy VII. 20 years. It was 20 years since Final Fantasy VII. Well, as of like this fall, but still. I played Final Fantasy 15 today for like 5 hours. It was a long session. So yeah, I think I need to take a break from that. It's actually pretty late. It's like 1:30, so I'm gonna go to bed. and then play a little bit more tomorrow. And then I also have some Kohl's Cash. My parents gave me some Kohl's Cash that they had, so I'm gonna cash that in. And $10 off. So, well, how much Kohl's Cash is this? Is it $10? $10 in Kohl's Cash. So yeah, sweet! So I'm gonna utilize that. Get some new shirts and some new pants. Obviously it's not gonna cover all of that, but that's what I'm gonna put it towards. So I can have a little bit more profesh attire. Because a lot of the stuff I have is kind of old. I only buy stuff like that kind of stuff every like few years, and I just kind of wear stuff till it wears out, and a lot of it's wearing out. So TUCat, what do you want? What do you want? Got a sleepy TUCat on our hands. Somebody's been throwing up, haven't they? Yep. You'll notice your blanket's not there. Why is that? Because you threw up on it. So I had to wash it, and I'm now waiting for it to dry. Kind of looks like a fort. Still playing Final Fantasy. It's about time to make tacos, actually. TUCat and I have been logging a lot of time in this game, I gotta say. Really digging it. So, yeah, it's taco night. Sunday night, taco night, why not? Start the week right, or end the week right, I guess. Get the week started. All right, taco time's getting ready to happen. I've got my shells. As a matter of fact, I should probably start preheating the oven. What do I gotta do, 375 to get these things so they don't explode on you when you bite into them. I always forget to set the oven, every time. Anyway, preheating the pan, it's gonna be good. Got the new pan too, so I'm looking forward to that. Makes it so much easier to clean up and just do everything when you have a nice pan. Now, in other news, I'm warning you, it's not a very exciting week, so, you know, brace yourself. But I picked up a new flavor of Gatorade. I know this isn't the best stuff for you, but I actually like to reuse the bottles. Now, I know you're not supposed to reuse plastic bottles, but anyway. Green apple. Fierce green apple. I don't know what to think about this, so I'm gonna do a taste here. If I can get it open, I'm gonna need both hands. They really seal these things tight. All right, much better. Have a sniff here. It smells like apple. I'll give it that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, that's strong. That's strong like apple. That's really a lot of apple flavor in there. It's not bad, but it would be a lot in a heavy dose. If you were like really guzzling this, now I'm making a mess. Got it all over me. If you were really guzzling this down, I think it might be a bit much. All right, clean up. Time to clean up. All right, anywho, I've got my ground turkey. Gobble gobble, trying to eat a little bit healthier now, so I've got ground turkey and some fresh salsa to use in my tacos, as well as lettuce. So yeah, hopefully can cut some calories doing that. I feel like there's something else in this bag. Oh, the receipt's in here. Anywho, so ground beef was kind of expensive when I went to the store. Sometimes it's on sale for like $1.99. It was like $4 a pound when I was there. So actually the lean, I can't get it out of the bag. The ground turkey, the lean ground turkey, was the same price as the ground beef. So I was like, may as well go healthy. Ground turkey, not a big fan of it in burgers. Totally fine with it in a taco situation because there's so much flavoring in there. And I did go with the McCormick Hot this time. And this stuff actually does pack quite a punch, I will say. So yeah, time to get to fixing my tacos. Oh yeah, it's taco time. Those look pretty freaking good if you ask me. TUCat. What, do you want some tacos? Well, you've been throwing up every time you eat, so I don't think tacos are good for you right now. Kind of a busy week coming up this week. Need to get another haircut. My hair's getting kind of long, so I need to go get another one of those cheap haircuts. It wasn't bad, it wasn't bad. It wasn't the greatest haircut on earth, but it wasn't terrible. So, you know, I'll do it again. It certainly beats what I was paying for my haircuts before, so, you know, $9, well, $10, you can't really complain. But yeah, it's another rainy day outside. TUCat did make it through the night without throwing up, so that's a plus. I've been giving thought to moving this desk. I'm just not loving where it is with these windows and this monitor especially. Like I said, even though it's a matte finish, I think it might be the curve playing into it somewhat, but it does have a reflection issue with these windows. Days like today, not so much, but when it's sunny, it's an issue. And as we start moving into spring and summer and daylight starts staying around longer and gets more intense, it's going to be an issue. So the only place that I think I can fit it, besides where it was before, which I wasn't loving having it right there, I really do want to still keep this desk. I want to keep this desk over here still. I'll probably just have to move it into the corner. This printer's probably gonna have to relocate somewhere else. I'm not sure where yet. But actually I'll probably end up moving this desk against this wall, actually, now that I think about it, because I'm gonna have to put all the networking stuff in there, and then I can put the printer next to it. That's right, I did. I measured that out. And this desk plus the printer thing is just the right length to fit where I've got everything behind me right now. And then I'm gonna move the actual desk over here, so then that will leave this wall right here available to put up the tarp when I need it. So I may have to relocate the artwork to another wall. I have to decide on that. So I just want to be able to face outward, and I'll be able to do that. The desk will come out and then come a little bit this way, but not too much, so I won't be blocking the door, because the longer part of the desk will be along this wall. So anyway, that's going to be the project for next week. So yeah, that'll keep me busy. I've got a few things going on this week, so this isn't a great week to do it. Next week is completely free, and then after that, I'm pretty booked continuously. So I want to get it done then. That way I can have everything set up and ready to go. So yeah, that's pretty much the plan. I do have leftover tacos, so I think I'm going to have those for lunch. I almost ate them last night, and I was like, no, don't eat them. Don't eat them yet. Save them for tomorrow. Because it got late. You know how it does when it starts getting late and you're like, I could go for a midnight snack, and then you gotta just stop yourself because you don't need it. You just want it because you're still awake. That happened last night. But I controlled myself, and now today I get to reap the rewards because now I have leftover tacos. So I think I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna make those and watch a little Netflix, play a little Final Fantasy. I don't have really anything going on today. I'm gonna enjoy that, the fact that I have today off. And then the rest of the week just kind of gets rolling. So yeah, that's it. Nothing exciting again. It's January. What do you expect? I don't have any products to look at for the most part. I'm finishing up my testing on the A data drive. Like I said, I just want to keep using it for a while, make sure it doesn't do anything weird. I don't want to put out a recommendation for something, because so far I am going to give it a recommend, unless I'm feeling pretty confident about it. So that's why I'm giving it so much testing, and I'm really kind of comparing it to how the Samsung was performing as far as speed tests and stuff go. And spoiler alert, they're pretty close. They're both good drives. So as prices continue to come down, I think these small SSDs are really going to be more and more compelling. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot going on at the moment. So the most exciting thing that happened was I pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch, and even that honestly isn't super exciting. So yeah, the most exciting thing happening right now is the fact that I'm about to go have some leftover tacos. TUCat. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going, TUCat? It's leftovers time. Leftovers. None for you. The meat doesn't look too appetizing at the moment. Not at all. I need to stir that up. And then I have here we go, pretzel roll. Yep, pretzel hamburger bun. So, it's time to assemble all this. Yeah, you're feeling more spry today. You're feeling more spry. We even took a nap together. It was nap time. Nap time to you, kitty. Eats a sandwich fit for a king. Not a TUCat. Have a bite of this thing. Hopefully I don't burn my mouth. So good. So the last 2 days have been busy, very busy, productive, but busy. I was up super early today, well before dawn, and I feel like I need a nap. I really do. I had a very late lunch, kind of an on-the-go morning, early afternoon. Got up this morning, TUCat was all excited to see me, and I felt bad because I left and I got home and he was all pumped, and I was eating lunch, and then he fell asleep, and then he woke up and he threw up, because that's what he's been doing lately. But anywho, he seems to have rallied. He's back. He's backing at it again. I tell you, I'm getting like desensitized to dealing with his issues as far as that goes. But something's got your tummy upset. I think he's just, I don't know, maybe he's just getting old. But anyway, he's in good spirits again now. He's just a crotchety old man these days. But anywho, not a whole lot going on, other than being busy with non-channel related work. Just been playing Final Fantasy and kind of jumping back and forth between that and get stuff done. But nothing really channel related going on. There's only one thing left to post a review for, and that's that hard drive. Then I'm all caught up. I've pretty much got nothing left to really go over at this point. So yeah, I don't know what that means, but kind of in a lull time of year at this point. I'm really, I don't know. Like I said, there wasn't a huge amount of stuff at CES that really like grabbed my attention or like got me super excited. So computer cases, I'm kind of over talking about computer cases. The good news is anybody that was interested in the puck, I had a lot of people comment on the S340 Elite video. How do you get just the puck that came with it for the cables? They are going to be selling that separately, I believe. I think I saw a press release about that. So that's good news. I think there's also a purple version of that case coming out as well, or maybe the H440 is coming out purple. TUCat, what do you want? But anywho, that's pretty much the biggest news this week that I've seen. Other than that, the Nintendo Switch. But that's pretty much all there is to talk about right now. I'm just like deep into work and deep into Final Fantasy. And that's making for the not the most exciting content, honestly, for this vlog. But they, like I said, they can't all be super exciting. Sometimes there's just not a whole lot really happening, and that's kind of been this week. So what are you gonna do? I'm telling you right now, though, I'm gonna take a nap because I am feeling drained. So I definitely need to recharge the batteries. So I think I'm gonna do that. Plus, my eye's feeling kind of dry again. I don't want it getting weird on me, so I need to go get some drops or something. I think TUCat got a hair in there. I blame you. You were sound asleep, and you saw the camera, and you just had to get up, didn't you? Man, I really need to get that haircut. My hair is getting poofy. It gets really poofy on the sides. It drives me crazy. I hate that it does that, but anyway, I guess it's better than the alternative. That is what it's doing on top. Anyway, I stepped away from my computer for a few hours, and I had 24 junk mails. Delete. So much junk mail. It's unbelievable. So, anywho, that's pretty much all I've got on the agenda for the rest of the week is get my hair cut, get my ears lowered, as my grandpa would say. It's, like I said, not a whole lot really going on right now as far as the channel is concerned. A little bit of an update on what is going on as far as the content frequency on this channel. As many of you know, I've been working basically as an independent contractor for quite some time, for about the last 6 months or so, and kind of mixing that with working on this channel and seeing how sustainable I could kind of make both of those things. And while I did achieve a fairly decent level of success with that, it unfortunately fell short of meeting the financial goals that I was hoping that it would. And I think I could have got there with a little bit more time, but I had a very, very good opportunity come my way for full-time employment once again. It's a job that I'm really excited about. It's something that I think is going to be a fun challenge. That means that there are going to have to be some sacrifices made to my schedule as far as things not related to that. So that being said, the frequency of the TUVlog will probably drop a little bit. I'm not going to stop doing it, but there just won't be as much content available because one thing that I do not do on the channel is mix work and the TUVlog. I've made a decision to not do that. I'm not going to talk about where I'm working. I don't talk about who my clients are when I'm doing side work. I don't talk about any of that stuff. I don't talk about YouTube revenues. I don't talk about anything because I just don't think that's appropriate for the channel. But this one I did want to address because it is going to reflect, you know, how often I'm going to be posting and things like that. It's not really going to change a whole lot about product review scheduling, though, because there's not a whole lot really happening with that. Once Ryzen comes out, perhaps I will get a chance to eventually take a look at that. To be 100% honest, I've been so happy with the MacBook Pro for my productivity that I would be hard-pressed already having an X99 system and a 4790K system to really justify building another computer for gaming. I just don't feel it's necessary. My X99 system really isn't even necessary at this point. I've been giving some serious thought to what to do with that computer, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it quite yet. But it's just not getting the use that it deserves. The home theater PC, on the other hand, gets all of the use in the PC front in this house. It gets a ton of use. But it also has a 1070 and a 4790K, so it makes a great gaming computer. It just It just does. And I don't need anything more powerful than that for what I'm doing. And then with, you know, playing Final Fantasy as much as I've been and being into the, you know, that's on PS4 and Nintendo Switch coming out with Breath of the Wild, I think I have my gaming fix pretty much set on the console side, and I've got a couple of games on Steam that I still want to play. I'm perfectly fine with my office machine not being a gaming computer, with it being this Mac. That is absolutely fine. I need this computer to be production, to be able to get things done, to not have to worry about Windows 10 and random restarts and weird stuff happening. Like, this is just a clean, nice experience. That's the best way I can describe it. It's just clean. It allows me to do what I need to do, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that. We get so tied up into being fanboys and dedicated to the platforms, you know, that we've used for so many years and that we have a bond with, that sometimes I think we forget. Sometimes you really do have to just use what's the right thing for the job for you. And as much as I wanted to make X99 and Premiere the right thing for the job for me, for doing these kind of videos and doing the videos for Tech Uploaded and doing stuff on my other channel, like, this makes more sense. Final Cut Pro makes more sense. It renders so much faster, and you can argue, yeah, there's like a little bit of detail difference between the two and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. By the time stuff gets to YouTube and YouTube destroys it with its compression, it really doesn't matter. Both the outputs into H.264 are fine. And this computer can render files so much faster. The timeline process in Final Cut is so much easier for me for this style of video. And I think that's where the Final Cut Premiere argument kind of gets muddy. If you're doing something that's a really serious production and you need to be sharing resources with people and you need to be able to have multiple people get into the working project and kind of work with proxies and things like that, I really think that's where Premiere excels. And that's why I really wish Premiere would get better at optimization and utilizing the hardware that it has available, because it has so much power for the very serious professional. For lighter-hearted clips like the stuff that I do, Final Cut Pro 10 is fantastic, and that's why I like using it. And I like the way OS 10 works. I've always used it. Like I said, at my last job, it was my go-to for years. I really wanted to make that X99 system be my editing rig, but it just gets spanked by this MacBook Pro. That's all there is to it. You know, you can say whatever you want about one platform versus the other, but if I render a video out in Premiere and I render a video out on a MacBook Pro is going to render it in less than half the time. So it is what it is. Plus, I can edit faster. So, that being said, that was just kind of a random rant, but I just wanted to give an update on kind of where things are and what's going on, and why I haven't really been posting a whole lot, because I've been kind of working this deal thing going on right now. So, yeah, that's kind of where things stand. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm really, really ready to get in, get my hands dirty, get back, you know, at it. But unfortunately, that does mean that the channel is going to have have a few sacrifices involved. And that's kind of just the way things are with time management. So yeah, I mean, it's just, it's probably gonna be maybe what am I talking about here? 2 TU vlogs a month, sometimes maybe 1. And for everybody that is a Patreon supporter, you know, if that's not cool for you, I understand if you want to, you know, pull the support, I get that. And a big thank you to all those people, by the way, for supporting me along the way during my little journey here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go have some lunch, and I think I'm actually gonna go for a nice long walk. It's not raining for the first time in like 4 days. And it's pretty warm outside. It is 45 degrees and cloudy. So it's a good time for me to go out and get a little bit of exercise. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And that's it. That's the update. So just want to let you guys know, wanted to throw that out there, and yeah, I'm not sure why I'm going outside, because with it being warm, my allergies again, I'm telling you, man, seasonal allergies have just been kicking my butt this year. But you know what, I love being outside, so I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna enjoy myself, and TUCat and I will check back in later. I have the windows open in the house. It's that warm. It is currently 65 degrees and sunny. TUCat is loving it. It smells lovely in the house. It smells like spring. It really does. It's crazy. It's crazy. Right, TUCat? Look at that sunbeam on you. Uh-huh. So it is a little bit concerning that it has been this warm, not just for like an off week or something like that, but basically the whole winter. And we kind of went through the same thing last winter, and it actually caused some issues when springtime was starting to come up, because it was like late February, early March, we started having the trees getting their blooms, and flowers were starting to come up that weren't due yet. And then we did have a hard freeze. So then it was like kind of, weird. We had, some of the flowers didn't make it and things like that, because Mother Nature just got confused. It was just warm for so long that it was like, well, must be spring, and it most definitely was not. And I have a feeling if it doesn't get cold in February this year, we may go through that same thing again. And looking at my phone, I think we are not due for anything cold for a while. So let's see, we might have some snow on Thursday, but the high is 35, so I highly doubt it. It's not until next weekend that we drop even near freezing. So it's very unusual that it is this warm. Yeah, very odd. But that being said, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go get some exercise. I'm gonna go for a nice long walk. It's sunny, it's warm, there's a nice little breeze, it smells fantastic. So I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna enjoy this weather, I'm gonna pretend it's spring, and just soak in the sun, get some natural vitamin D, because it's actually sunny. It hasn't been sunny in so freaking long that I kind of forgot what it was like to have the sun be outside. So I am gonna go do that. I'm going to go enjoy this beautiful day. I mean, just look at this day. TUCat is in heaven right now. Oh, the breeze coming in is just wonderful. It's just amazing. Let me open that window a little bit more. The ND filter's not on, so it's so sunny that the camera is actually kind of freaking out. I can't adjust for it. TUCat, why are you in my business? You're happy, aren't you? You're like, what happened? What happened to winter? Is it spring already? How long have I been asleep? I got my walking shoes on. I gotta do a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of laundry, but you know what? That can wait till the sun goes down, which, by the way, isn't until 5:52. We're getting close to sundown being after 6 o'clock. So the days are getting longer and longer. So I'm going to go enjoy this. Always puts me in a good mood to go outside on a nice day. All right, that was a nice little walk. My hair is definitely looking kind of crazy. I really need to go get that haircut, but I want to do it on a weekday early so I don't have to wait. Let me just settle down at the computer. I'm going to be very washed out with all the light behind me. Plus the umbrellas are working against me now. They're picking up the light from the window. All right, so anyway, trying to figure out the activity thing on the Apple Watch there. Broke a little bit of a sweat, actually. It's fairly warm. It's pushing 70 now, so that's really bizarre. But yeah, like I said, I haven't really recorded a lot because it's just been kind of dreary outside. There hasn't been a whole lot going on. I really haven't been working on any projects this week or anything, so yeah, it's just been kind of low-key, to be honest with you. So I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy, I'm not gonna lie. I had logged almost 40 hours into Final Fantasy 15, and my thoughts on that game overall are fantastic. I love the battle system 90% of the time. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't respond to button presses or it gets caught up. Sometimes you enter into a battle and then the game thinks the battle's over while you're still fighting, so you don't get experience. It's buggy. There's still some bugs in the game, and I hope that there's another fairly substantial patch that addresses not only that, but when you get near items to pick them up, sometimes it doesn't always register when it says press X to pick up. It doesn't always register that. And the other issue is loading times. Loading times are awful. They're really bad. When you first load up the game, it takes a really long time. Then if you fast travel anywhere, that takes a long time. Even traveling back to your car, because you can do that if you're out wandering around. Pretty much any time that you break action in the game and it has to reload a scene, the load times are awful. Now, from what I've read, using an SSD can be a solution to kind of cut those times in half, but then other people are saying it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to bother with the SSD thing. And then everybody else is like, oh, get a PS4 Pro in an SSD, and that'll make a difference because PS4 Pro uses SATA 3. Well, I saw a couple of different videos and tests, and just because it uses SATA 3 doesn't mean that it utilizes all the capabilities of SATA 3. They tested a bunch of different games, and there really wasn't any gains in load times using an SSD on a PS4 and a PS4 Pro. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish Sony had done more with the PS4 Pro as far as making it more of a lure, if you will, for people who own a PS4. Because, you know, I would consider getting one and then, like, donating my PS4 to, you know, some charity around here, something that's looking for it. But there's just nothing that is enticing enough for me to upgrade. I don't have HDR. A lot of games aren't in HDR. Final Fantasy 15 is one of the few games that does have optimizations for it, but apparently you don't want to run it in high detail mode because that slows down the frame rate. So the only thing you're really getting is a pretty consistent 30 frame per second experience, because especially in towns, you do see a dip on the PS4 version. So that's a bummer. But other than that, it's very fun. It's just there are definitely things that they could patch and make better about the game. That's for sure. There's some frustrating moments to be had. But considering how open world it is and how long it took them to develop it, it's actually a miracle it came out the way it did. So I've been spending a lot of time playing that. Today, like I said, I just got to do a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of laundry, just a little bit of, you know, stuff around the house, nothing too exciting. Definitely going to play some more Final Fantasy. It is Saturday, so why not? And kind of just prepare next week. I got to get a bunch of stuff prepared and then, you know, off to my next adventure. So, yeah, that's pretty much my plan. So I should be wrapping up the vlog soon at this point. I don't think there's really a whole lot else to add. So maybe I will probably wrap this up on Monday. I'm thinking I'll just do another Tuesday release. I think that's when I did it last time, so that should work out. Like I said, the vlog is going to drop in frequency a little bit coming up. It's just the way that it is. Plus this time of year, there's just not a huge amount of stuff to really talk about. Plus I don't really have anything in here to look at, so it is what it is. But yeah, so that's that. Actually, my mom called when I was out walking, so I need to call her back. So I need to do that. Anywho, that is all. That is it. I am going to get back to it, but having these windows open and having the sun out and going out and getting some fresh air, it was so nice. It looks like I'm almost halfway on my exercise goal for the day, and my move goal is almost completely met. So that's pretty cool. What is it saying about my calorie burn? Does it tell me that? I don't know. I still don't fully understand this watch. It does a lot more than I use it for. So it is what it is. But anywho, yeah. Sorry the vlogs haven't been more exciting. I just figured you didn't want to sit and watch me play Final Fantasy for 40 hours. But yeah, just sometimes things are just quiet, and that's fine. And that's kind of been how it's been. But unfortunately, that doesn't make for super exciting content. So it is what it is. Well, it's another warm day outside. 65 degrees, not quite sunny, but nice. So I took advantage of the nice weather, went outside, had a nice long walk. According to my Apple Watch, I reached my activity and exercise goal for the day, so that's always good. But now I stink. Like, my shirt smells like wet worms. It's just really a nasty kind of smell outside. You know that smell after it rains? Because it rained last night. So it's really just kind of damp and nasty, and it like clung to me. So now, I don't know. I have to do laundry. I think I'm actually gonna change shirts because the shirt just not good, not good. I meant to do laundry yesterday, never got around to it. So now I gotta do it today. TUCat is up because I'm talking to the camera. Say hi, TUCat. What you doing? You were sound asleep, now you're awake. You always wake up for the camera, don't you? Yeah. You're kind of rough lately. Why are you so rough? Why are you looking so forlorn? So yeah, not a whole lot going on today. Got a little bit of shopping done, got some exercise in, had a turkey sandwich. I'm actually working on eating better and being more active now, so, you know, that sucks. But it's what I need to do, so it's what I'm doing. And yeah, other than that, just kind of doing some stuff around the house, trying to get organized. Tomorrow I gotta go get my hair cut. And I think I might go get some new shirts and pants, class things up a bit. I haven't been shopping for new clothes in quite a while. I need to get new shoes too. My black shoes are scuffed up. Probably because the last job I had required a lot of walking around sometimes when I was at conferences and things like that. Just wore out my shoes. I just wore them too much. Too much walking in shoes that weren't designed for it. TUCat, you are gonna trip me, I swear. So anyway, but yeah, I figure why not take a look at the A-Data calendar now. I recorded the video for it, so that is done. So now, I just need to get it edited and get it posted, so let's check out the calendar. All right, so here's the A-Data calendar. I didn't put this in the video for the hard drive. Let's see, it's got a little bit about Integrated Arts Education Association, and yeah, it just looks like drawings. Yeah, it's a bunch of kids' drawings. This one's kind of crazy. What is this? That's interesting. Some of these are actually pretty cool. Yeah, look at that. I think that's a cactus, maybe? I don't know. Looks like a cactus. Welcome life with open arms. So what is this exactly? Let's learn a little bit about what A-Data is trying to push here. Okay, so the Integrated Arts Education Association, IAEA, is a nonprofit organization focused on integrating arts and special education alongside related fields and research. That's cool. We hold classes which focus on improving cognition, social interaction, and self-care in people with special needs via the integration of various fields. Our mission focuses on empowering special needs individuals and offering opportunities to showcase unique talents, unrestrained and freed from limitations. Very cool. I like PR stuff like this. Being in PR and marketing myself, it's kind of cool to see an initiative like that. So very good, A-Data. It has a nice thick stand you can pop up. Doesn't seem to want to stay though. There we go. Maybe? Can't really. Maybe I need to squeeze it a little bit. There we go. There. Now I think it'll work. Yeah, all right. Flip this over to January. And there you go. Nice little desk calendar. Very cool. Thank you, A-Data. What do you think, TUCat? Super close up, super fast. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm following you. I'm following you. So many people have recommended me upgrading to the RX 100 Mark V instead of the Mark IV because of the focus. And I have seen somebody use it. Who was it that had it? I think, oh, you know, it was Vaping with Twisted 420 uses one for his vlogging camera. And I do have to say, I watched a few of his vlogs just to see, and it doesn't do this thing. Like this totally weird, out of focus, taking forever to focus on thing. It doesn't do this. It's a lot faster. So now that I've actually seen it in action, I'm a little tempted, I'm not gonna lie. It was really quick at focusing on stuff. He was going back and forth on difficult to show items, you know, like little coils and vape related things when he was in a vape shop that he used to work at and hanging out with some friends. So he's going from really close up stuff to things far away and just really things with a lot of detail, and it seemed to be handling it just fine. Whereas this camera would just freak out. I mean, if I try to focus on something up close, it takes it a minute, especially if it's something kind of oddball like that. That was actually pretty fast. But the issue with this becomes when you're moving in and out, when there's something that it feels is more important in the background, that's what this camera holds on to. So even though this is right in the frame, right in the focus field, it took that long for it to grab focus. And then it goes back pretty quickly to what it was supposed to be on, but then you go through that whole game again when you get up close to something. That's where this camera falls short. So, I don't know. Maybe when I get a little more funds in the bank for fun time spending, I will consider possibly upgrading, but that would mean selling this camera, and I need to figure out where to do that other than eBay. eBay just sucks anymore. I hate eBay. I sold my MacBook Air using Swappa, and it was a fantastic experience. I got a really good price for it. The buyer was really happy. Everything was super smooth and easy. The fees were really low. So it was just a much better experience. eBay, it's just, the people on there, they're looking for things at the absolute cheapest price they can get it because there's so many things on there. And then eBay's fees are kind of crazy. Then you got to pay the final listing fee, and then you got to deal with the PayPal fee. And it's like there's just so many fees involved. And you just get a lower price overall than you do, it seems like, going through other channels. eBay just, I don't know. It's kind of become the place just for scalpers, it seems. When when something's hard to find. You know, that's like eBay's niche now. So that's my eBay rant. So anywho, I don't know where I would sell this Sony. I'd probably figure out something to do with it. Amazon makes things really hard to sell now too, by the way. There's a lot of things you can't sell on Amazon unless you have like a paid seller account, and it's not cheap to have one of those. So selling on Amazon used to be a way that I sold a lot of stuff, and that's pretty much shot now as well. They won't let you sell most things on there either, so that kind of sucks. But they're having to crack down because of everybody selling counterfeit crap. So once again, crappy people ruined it for everybody. That being said, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to watch a comedy special. I think Jim Jeffries. No, not Jim Jeffries. It was I can't think of who I'm thinking of right now. I don't know why. Maybe that is who it was. No, Jim Gaffigan. That's who I was trying to think of. Gaffigan. I think it's Jim Gaffigan, right? I don't know. It's on my Netflix. It popped up. I like watching comedy specials sometimes just to kind of lift the mood, get a few laughs in. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to have laundry going while I'm watching, and just kind of get my Sunday wrapped up so I can hit next week hard, because I've got a lot of stuff I got to get done next week, and then it's off to a new adventure, like I said. So TUCat and I have some work to do today, don't we? Don't we, buddy? Are you going to help me with laundry? Are you gonna help me with laundry? You're probably just gonna throw up on your blanket again, so I have to wash it. All right, as you can see, very dark over here, very bright over here. It's a gloomy, cloudy day. Again, we're back to that. I think we have 4 or 5 days of that again in a row coming up, so yep, back to the mid-40s cloudy and rainy weather pattern here for our strange Indiana winter we're having this year. But I am rendering out a video for the ADATA SSD, finally. It's kind of hard to even focus on this thing with this weird lighting. Ooh, look how reflective it is. There it is. See how the Sony just snaps the focus? That's so strange to me. Anywho, come on, buddy. Come on, there we go. All right, we got focus again. So, anywho, yeah, I did actually end up putting a little protective case on the MacBook Pro, just like I had on my MacBook Air, just one of those black kind of plastic cases. It's not the greatest quality. I mean, I can feel little bumps in it and weird stuff, and it doesn't have the nicest cuts on the edges, but it was also like $10. So, I'm not expecting greatness from $10. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so now I don't feel, it adds a little, this sounds weird, but it adds a little bit of bulk to it. Not very much, but just a tad bit, and it actually feels better that way. I think it was almost too thin for a 15-inch laptop. It just felt kind of unnatural. So yeah, that kind of does help in a weird way. So anywho, yeah, I am going to render out this video, get it uploaded for this, and then start editing the TUVlog. So that means the vlog ends here. Now, like I said, this next week that we're in now, it is Monday. I got a lot of stuff to kind of wrap up and take care of, and then it is off to the races next week. So there's probably not going to be a huge amount of content for the next month or so. Just throwing that out there while I kind of get acclimated to, you know, everything that's new and going on. So yeah, just letting you know that I'm probably going to take a break from the vlog for at least a few weeks. I don't have any products coming in that I'm aware of to review. If something does show up, then I will review it. This screen is really bright. Is it just me, or is this like it seems really dark outside and really bright here? But anyway, if anything does show up for review, I will review it. But other than that, I'm just gonna kind of take a break and get situated, and that's pretty much that. So with that being said, I don't think there's a whole lot else to really share. I have been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 15 though. I have not gotten hooked on a game like that one in a really long time. Like a long time. So I am 42 hours into the game so far. I have no idea where the end point is in this game either. It doesn't really allude to any like way of being able to tell where you're at in the timeline. So I don't know. I haven't looked ahead to figure it out either. I don't feel like I'm anywhere near end game at all, so that's good. But I have been doing like pretty much every side quest that I can find. I've been taking that on and doing it just to kind of extend the fun experience. And honestly, you kind of have to in order to survive in this game, to level up and be relevant. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of that and just kind of trying to get some exercise. I've exceeded my exercise goals for the last 2 days in a row on my Apple Watch. So if it stops raining for a little bit today, I'll get outside and get some more walking in today as well. So as always, thank you so much to everybody for all your support. Thank you for not blocking ads, for supporting me on Patreon, for sending me little things here and there, all the stuff that you guys do, sending me nice notes, sending me nice tweets, leaving nice things in the comments. All that stuff really does help, and I really do appreciate it. So that being said, of course, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as Tech Uploaded. You can also go over to techuploaded.com, and you know the drill. Don't be a stranger. Check back soon.